So there was an incident early on in your career
Got
in Reseda, California, of all places. Reseda, the valley.
Have an incident. You're gonna have an incident. Have it, Reseda.
So, where were you physically threatened? Basically, in Reseda.
No. I almost.
There's a story. I guess you physically threatened a promoter regarding a payoff.
Yes.
Yeah. Can you tell us a little bit more about this?
I can tell you all about that scumbag. Little Merv Evans. He was a little. He looked like he was a rodent, and he looked like a rodent. And basically, what happened was that was my match with BJ. That was the first night that I juiced, that I bled in the ring. My friend BJ was set up. Merv was paying like $50 per match, and then like $100 if you juice. And when BJ bled, I wanted to bleed as well. And I write about this in a little more detail than I can talk about it, than I can articulate verbally. I'm usually much better with a pen than I am with my mouth, So I had the pen mightier than the sword or what have you. Anyway, BJ bled, and I ended up bleeding too. And then Merv tried to get out of paying us. He was trying to duck out the back door, literally, after the show. Because you always wait with promoters, especially independent promoters. Usually you get your money after the night is done. You never get it up front. Or even sometimes with a tour, you would get it after the tour. And more than once, promoters have tried to pull a fast one and say, "Oh, I had to pay." Another guy said he had to pay $1,000, or he had $2,000 cash on him, but he had to pay it for the insurance policy for the high school that we were wrestling in. Bullshit, So Merv was trying to sneak out, and we all cornered him, and we're like, "Hey, motherfucker, you owe us money." And we're like, he's like, "I don't have any money on me." And he literally pulled up his pockets, no money. We searched his jock. He goes, "Oh, okay." He had the envelope in his jock. And this is how, ridiculous some of these promoters can get, with stealing money. So anyway, I demanded $100 for, I paid for dues paid, dues owed, paying dues. That's what they used to say, cutting, juicing, it's paying your dues, the number of marks you have on your forehead, dues paid. That's one of the, what can I say, it's pro wrestling. But anyway, I slammed him up against the wall, and I physically threatened him. And he gave me my money, but he told me I would never amount to anything in this business. So. Screw you, Merv, if you're watching this.
So after that, you started touring throughout the Southwest.
Yes.
You have any good road stories?
Road stories. Those always come up. Tons. I have tons of road stories. We were like, all right, there are a while. We have some not so good road stories too, because there were 6, guys crammed into a minivan, 6 or 7, something like, crammed into a minivan. It was fun. It was a blast, actually. We were like a rock group. You're all friends, you're traveling. Ironically, we were feuding with each other every night. We probably got along better than most rock groups, when you're touring together. So you hear all the craziness that goes on. We got along great, and it was a lot of fun. And we would come into towns and literally, go up to women on the street, pull up in a minivan, serial killer mode of transportation. But we're in a minivan, 6 guys, hey, we're having a party tonight we're having a party at the Motel 6, we're wrestlers, we're in town. And these guys, "Oh, really, you're wrestlers?" We head out there. Anyway, we had some wild times, some wild parties. But at the same time, in the business, groupies are called rats. And I kind of tired of the rat scene kind of, not quickly, but, something was kind of missing. What have you, and but they were good times. They were good times, and working your way, paying your dues. That's a part of it, man. 5 people to a hotel room. People are sleeping on the floor. People are sleeping wherever they can, and it's just, you look back on those days, and you look back, and maybe time makes paints it with a more nostalgic hue, But I look back on those days, and I do remember them as being fun. Don't ask me about spending the night in the closet with a buddy of mine, his girlfriend, and some girl I picked up. We spent the night in a walk-in closet, I swear to God. Funny as hell.
All right, so there's some former WWO wrestlers that you were touring with. What were they like?
Richie Rutger and Abdullah, I forget his full name, Abdullah Khan or something.
Yeah, were they cool, or they have attitudes?
They were cool. Like? They were cool. They were cool. They were totally cool. They partied with us. Interesting. A couple good stories. I mean, I remember it was all of us, the new guys and them in a hotel room, and we had some girls come over or whatever. And they were like, the girls were like, "Oh my God, I thought this was real." Da da da. And the guys were like, "Yeah, don't worry about it. It's no big deal. No, it's we fight in the ring. We don't fight outside the ring." And the girls were, and I was kind of like, "Wow, they just broke kayfabe." Because here Shane Stratford had totally implanted kayfabe. But anyway, they were totally cool. And anyway, there was an interesting story with Richie. It was Richie. He would take pictures. He would take Polaroids. With fans and sell them for $5, right? And I was 5 or 10, I think it was 5, and I would go out because I was new, I was helping out. I would take the pictures. I would take the pictures and one time these 2 girls came up and they wanted a picture with me, and I was nobody. This was my first time. I was nobody. I'd had 20 matches or something like that, but they said, "Yeah, we want So I was like, "Okay." And I was a rocker at the time. I was a rocker gimmick. I was replacing one of the other guys that landed in jail. We came out of California. We drove out from there, and he was a California guy. He had landed in jail the night before the tour was set to go. That's how I got on this original tour. Anyway, I was a rocker, and they came up and they wanted a picture with me, and I was like, "Oh, wow, okay." I said, and I was like, "I'll give you one for free. That's fine." And Richie said to me, "No, brother, I need $5 for the film." So we had to charge him $5. Sure enough, they came up with $5 bills, 5 singles, and took the picture, and it was fine. And when we got back to the dressing room area, Richie handed me the $5, and he was like, "Here you go, brother." He goes, "Don't ever give yourself away for free. The more you charge them, the more they're going to think you're worth." And I've never forgot that advice. And it was just part of the show business thing, but it was kind of, it was very cool guy. I mean, he didn't say it like scoldingly or anything, but after we got back, I remember he gave me the $5, said, "Here you go, brother. Remember, never give yourself away for free. Always charge them." And it was interesting.
All right, so now I'm gonna mention Shauna here. So when you met Shauna, did you instantly say, "Wow, this may be the woman for me," or like what went through your mind?
Well, she's beautiful, and she can work, and she was amazing, and there was that instant factor of attraction. There was that instant kind of magnetism. And I didn't know it. I mean, she told me very quickly, though, she didn't date pro wrestlers. So, I just hoped that would change. I hope that would change. And, down the line, we'll get to it, I guess.
So
that was the initial meeting, though. The initial meeting was very, very cool. It was very charged. And I was like, maybe I was a little too aggressive. I was like, "Hey, how you doing?" I don't know. But anyway, she said she did not date professional wrestlers, and that was that. But we were friends. But we became fast friends.
So now in the midst of this tour, there's the infamous Pueblo Riot.
Yes.
What are your memories of that night of the Pueblo Riot?
Oh boy. Okay. We take a hold on. We take a break real quick?
Oh yeah, sure.
Okay.
That's fine.
Thanks.